There's an odd juxtaposition of preaching Palm Sunday where we hear this passion for the first time read by two people, and then again 5 days later when we hear it by the multitude. At least I think so. For those of you who were here last Sunday, you remember the recount of this, the accounting of Jesus's trek through the Gethsemane garden all the way to crucifixion. And I ask you that day a simple question at the end. I ask you which Jesus you would choose. Which Jesus I would choose. Jesus Barabbas or Jesus Christ. And I will tell you that many priests and deacons will tell you a lie when they talk about church. Every priest and deacon will tell you this lie over and over and over again, and the lie sounds like this: it doesn't matter how many people are in the pews. My friends, that is a lie. It is something we say to make ourselves feel better when 2 people show up for a service we had hoped for 200. It is something we say to ourselves so that we can continue moving on when no one shows up for the Feast of James, or for the Ascension, or for when Deacon Dion preaches. That's for the Tennessee thing earlier. But the truth of the matter is this: you showed up. This week I have seen the same faces every single day, either online or in text. You chose Jesus, the Christ. You chose to be here. You've walked through Holy Week. It matters that you're here. It matters that the disciples didn't scatter when Jesus died. It matters that you didn't scatter on Palm Sunday. It matters that you go to work every single day and then you make time for this, either right now or at night. It matters because you are the ones who don't have time. This is my job, my vocation, my life. I will be here. I am supposed to be here. Deacon Dion and Father Dave have to be here because I say so. The rest of you, you don't. And you choose to be. That says something to me. On a Good Friday where there is no good news, the good news is this, and I want to give you encouragement. Being a disciple is not easy. Having young babies and making it places on time is an impossible miracle that you seem to do every single time. Disciple. Having fear of going out of your home because of getting sick, and yet still making it out. Disciple. Having pain from something that has occurred in your life, and yet making it every day and every night with joy. Disciple. Being young and impressionable, and yet choosing to be here when the world tells you that there is no God, where your friends say that they don't believe, yet you are strong enough to stand and say, I believe in Jesus Christ. And you don't do it in a weird way. You just do it because you are who you are. Disciple. Every single one of you has a reason for being here. And that reason boils down to one word: discipleship. However you experience this week is how you've experienced it. Whatever ways in which you came into contact with God, or God came into contact with you, those are yours, not mine. Those are your blessings and not ones that I gave to you, not ones that this deacon gave to you, not ones that anybody here else gave to you except for God. He used people as vessels, the choir, the altar guild, a baby, a priest, a deacon. But a theologian said something to me and to us 3 years ago that I will never forget, in the greatest Good Friday sermon I have ever heard in all my years as an Episcopalian. I have actually been an Episcopalian longer than most of you. I am 42, so that makes me 42 years in. And I've never heard a sermon such as this, where the last line and the whole sermon was about this next part. And I would be remiss if I didn't repeat it. Just as we don't start a book at the end, we must read it all the way through. So we must also not take a detour around the cross to get to the resurrection. Theologian, the Reverend Dave Thomas, said that. And it's something that has made an indelible mark upon my heart. All too often, we skirt around the cross. We forget to look at the blood and the anguish that happens on it, and instead see our golden calves that we put up that are so beautiful, that we can bow to and remember, that we can wear around our necks, that we can knit and put in our pockets. But we forget what happened on that cross all too easily. Good Friday is a day to remember that. To remember the good that came from death. The good that came from a man who suffered so much so that the rest of us could have salvation. It's not an easy message, but it's a message that has truth. It is the only truth, the only way, the only life that could have been given. We cannot detour around the cross to get to resurrection. So thank you for being disciples. Thank you for coming. I thank God for your faith. I thank God for your hospitality to one another. This week hasn't been easy, but I hope it's been worthy. As we process the cross down here, you'll notice that our 3 younger parishioners are going to be the ones that are going to be carrying it. Look at these children, young people. Watch them. Watch them walk down. Envision what they carry. Because they bear the cross too, the cross of youth. We bear the cross of age. We bear the cross of responsibility. We bear the cross of envy, of jealousy, of pride, of hatred, of racism, of sexism, of ageism. We bear the cross of being rich or being poor. We bear the cross of our opinions. We bear the cross of wanting to be comfortable. We bear the cross of our opinions when I do or say something that you don't like. And I bear the cross when you do or say something I don't like. We each bear the cross. It is not something beautiful right now. It is something that tortured our Lord. And it is something that we have to remember. So this Good Friday, as you fast or you don't fast, just remember that joy comes in the morning. That at the sunrise, Saturday is upon us and Easter will happen within 12 hours. That the resurrection comes from the cross. But you're here today, so tomorrow means even more. Be solemn, be joyful, be how you are, but know this, you are holy because you are here in Holy Week, and the cross has made you such. Put your attention on it. Look in your hearts. We're 2 miles away from Jerusalem.